This project just keeps on getting more interesting by the day, and while the official announcement is just days away, this coaster project just keeps on getting more and more intriguing. Just take a look at the newest shipment of supports for Cedar Point's new for 2024 coaster. They are massive, and there are a ton of them. And since we already pretty much know the layout for the coaster, it's a pretty safe bet that all these supports are for this enormous spike. Which also means that this spike is technically getting taller by the day in most of our minds with all the additional supports, and rightfully so. Now while you will still get some haters out there, just know that they claim they know it all, but they really don't know more than what you and I know. And it's funny because to them, speculating about a 400 or 500 foot tall spike isn't allowed, because remember, we don't know what we're talking about, but yet they do. But isn't that the point of speculating? And speculation is just plain fun. Now going back to the height, I know I have made a few predictions regarding this, and I've been either going for the height record or around 375 feet tall. I would obviously hope that the height record is at play here, and I think it all depends on what happens over the next few days in terms of new shipments. I think it's pretty obvious the more new supports that show up, the taller the spike will be, obviously. And from where I stand now, I know I made this video about how I was wrong for predicting Intamin from the very start up until a few weeks ago when I told you that yes, this project is most likely coming from Zamperla. I have to say, that was based on the labels from Zamperla on the boxes in this construction area. Better yet, the staging area that is located next to the Express Hotel off of the peninsula. And as it turns out, it's funny because those labels were for the park's Wild Mouse. Apparently they're leftover boxes and crates from that project, which was a Zamperla spinning Wild Mouse. Which means that I'm still very hopeful that Intamin is indeed involved, and maybe I wasn't wrong after all. Now before I share my thoughts around the height, have you seen my latest top 10 video? Because this video was a fun one to make, and it's where I rank the top 10 roller coasters built in 2000. And there are a few surprises that you do not want to miss in that top 10, so be sure to check it out after you get done watching this video. Also, be sure to check out my Cedar Point inspired coaster merch, and you can find all this in my Keep Riding Coasters online store. Now, what about that spike? I still feel as if the spike will be around 375 feet tall minimum. But with the more supports coming, the door is opening wider and wider for this spike being over 400 feet tall. Just like you, I really wish for the record, but I just don't think Cedar Fair wants to spend that type of money so soon after the pandemic. And trust me, I hope I'm wrong on that. So what are your updated thoughts on the height of the spike, and who's ready for Tuesday's announcement? And by the way, the media is invited to the park at like 5 a.m. that day to see what's happening on the construction site. And I believe that we will see the first pieces of supports for the spike be put in place that morning. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and of course, keep riding coasters.